Beautiful.
I confess, I did not believe you would actually survive the gauntlet.
Oh, please. Think about what you're trying to achieve. Nothing could stop us from getting to you.
I can accept that you hate injustice. Maybe we do share that.
That's true.
But I have to ask, Luis, why
Good question,
go to
Stroll.
this extreme? Is it because you're elder? You saw your village destroyed for petty, evil reasons. Is this revenge?
Revenge? Ludicrous. That would accomplish nothing. An entire tribe does not become so derided to the point of genocide by authority figures alone, but by the vice of the society in which that ignorance is born. Indeed.
Oh?
It would be equally petty of me to take only the heads of the few familiar guilty. For my own satisfaction, no less. No. I would not repay injustice with injustice.
So then what?
Then why? You drew the entire nation into your scheme without hesitation. If not revenge, then what would compel you to such ends?
It is true that I was born in the ancient sanctum, but I never held any fondness for that place. The Elder have long lived in hiding, clutching the truths of the world to themselves alone. A tribe of doors locked and secrets encoded. I wanted to change that isolation. And then, at long last, a man from outside the village came to visit. None other than your father, Prince.
The king?
That's...
Though royalty, he dreamed that the tribes might stand side by side as equals. And he rejected none of our village's history, however inconvenient to his worldview. I saw him with the eyes of a child. And for the first time, I felt a dream stir.
Oh
The more
no,
ideal
this is
sight in
why?
The world outside was my life of hiding at an end. Under the canopy of that gloom-thick forest. All I wanted was to leave. And live
You
upon the
wanted
open plains
freedom?
beneath a wider sky. That was all. As for what happened to the ancient sanctum afterwards, it is a story you've already been told.
It was set aflame and crushed beneath the church's heel. The Sanctist warrior monks and ordinary guardsmen alike, all in the palm of Forden's hand.
Neighbors and kin I'd known all my life were soon nothing but ash on the wind. Too quick to realize their own deaths. I was but a child, trembling before a wall of fire. It was a massacre. It had nothing to do with any hate on either side, or retaliation for any perceived offense. It was only pure injustice. A selfish act of devastation. One thought alone burned in my mind. I would never let it happen again. And so did I walk on.
It was tragic.
Thus, I choose to make this a land of eternal, perfect equality. Even should
That's
it cost
impossible.
my life. I shall return the anxieties endowed upon this scepter, and let it be heard. To burden others with your own fears and responsibilities is cowardice. My royal magic shall craft a world where that cannot be. Such cowardice dies.
That's not how things work, I don't think.
There are other solutions.
I'm impressed that you didn't end up obsessed with revenge. But you act like it's wrong for people to trust each other.
Luis, you're not describing a nation that condemns evil. You're describing a nation that's entirely blind to it.
True.
A
Damn,
land of
Shoal.
amoral beasts, not people. In the end, I think you're still trapped. You've been stuck in that night of flames all your life.
Wow.
You don't trust anyone. That's why you can only imagine a world apart from you. Unless
That's
you
deep.
can face that anxiety within yourself, then you're no different from everyone you've rejected.
That's
So
true.
be it. From the beginning, I have championed world order determined by power. All that remains is for me to realize my truth by burying you beneath it. You are not the sole wielders of these lost archetypes. I am Luis, bearer of the royal scepter. With only a thought, the power of kings is mine to command.
What?
Behold!
Oh
I will reveal
no.
the secrets still beyond you.
Ah! Why are you naked?
Come, decide our world's future here.
Oh shit, he looks cool kinda.
Our land is consumed with anxiety.
He's so skinny,
as it has
though.
never been before. All of it.
How could you be that
foundation for
skinny
my
with a
new,
six-pack?
better world. You are but an audience, powerless to tread on history's stage. Let it begin.
Will you fight for
All
your
right.
ideal?
I do not fear death. And yet,
What now? That's it, you
I
lost?
think we've won this one.
so the power I have now is not enough.
Oh no.
The Magla drawn to the royal scepter has faded more than I expected. Just as I thought. I would be a fool to underestimate you.
You don't learn,
But
bro.
I made a decision that day. Even if history remembers me as a destructor king, I will put an end to the injustices of this world.
What? What are you?
I commend you. Clearly no half measures will do. If I am to take your lives, I must stake my own, and all its power.
What is he gonna do now?
We can't get close. Tis a tremendous aura.
I have a vision, and you will interfere with it no longer.
To make everyone monsters? What a vision. Woo. He's crazy. That looks cool.
It's his gauntlet runner.
Luis still has the royal scepter. If we let him buy time, there's no telling what he'll do.
Yeah, but there's no power in it, though.
Go after him.
There's no time to go back down to land and reorganize. We'll do whatever it takes to get that scepter back before the dawn.
Oh my god, this game never ends. It just keeps going.
Ah, everyone! That bastard Luis took to his Skyrunner.
Yes, we know. Can you go after him?
It'd be suicide, lad. Though, suppose it's too late to back down now. Well, I was saving some reserve power for the trip home. But if we're using it here, we're using it here.
Oh man, we might not even make it. Ugh, why now? We've been traveling so far.
Well, chums, batten down the hatches and brace for the storm.
It's so funny that their wings are
Hot
tucked
now,
in.
Get in! I'll just fire up the...
Look over there! Enemies! Ugh, of all times.
Oh no, it's a bunch of humans.
Wait, how many are there? Where did they all come from?
He's trying to slow us down. Ain't like Luis to put off a fight, but I suppose he's too cornered to be picky anymore.
Hold on! The old girl's still barely holding together. She can't take off that quickly.
What
Shit.
do we do?
Your Highness, you get in the runner first. We'll buy you some time for takeoff.
I love this song.
We can fight them together.
No. Even if we get the Skyrunner off the ground, it'll all be for naught if anything happens to you. No need to fuss anyway. We'll just kick them around for a bit while preparations are underway. Does that work for everyone else?
Fine. Suppose I'll keep you company.
Had you not suggested it, I would have done so myself.
Excellent.
What else are we gonna do? Twiddle our thumbs inside while Norris does all the work.
Near us. Don't let us down now.
I'll get it done, damn it. Hop in, Your Highness.
Well, let's do this.
We hold the line!
They look so weird. Why does he have a nice knife in the belly with a scarf? Ooh, cutscene time.
We must endure this.
Badass. Oh, everybody got their royal archetypes. Let's go. Hell yeah. Woo! Yes. So cool.
Got it. We're powered.
Not good. They're going for the Sky Runner.
Not on my watch.
Let's wreck
Oh my god, Heisenberg's so cute.
Hey, what are you doing?
Sure you want to die next to me, old man? Thought you ate platypus.
No!
It's true, I don't understand you, and I never will.
They
But I
can't.
know I don't hate you, boy.
Let's go!
Aye.
Stroll is always ready. Sick. Oh.
We fly!
Oh no.
What? A noble must protect his people! Take this!
He's doing the same thing his parents did. No. No.
Finally, I've earned my title.
They're not doing this. This is fake, like with Luis, right? He's not actually dead.
She flies. Straight and steady.
Our kingdom is in
This
your
cutscene's
hands,
so good.
my prince.
We gotta go back! Everyone, they're going to!
We can't go back now.
We have to!
Take cover in the back. You made my dreams come true. You and the rest of them. If we live, we'll meet again.
What are you?
Let's fly!
The music's so good. He's such a One Piece character. Oh shit. Oh, everyone! Is everyone okay? Oh. You be okay, good boy. Be a good boy.
You've lost everything, and yet still here you stand. I must say your audacity is almost admirable. However, you rejected me, and I will not
Ooh,
relinquish the royal scepter.
rejection.
Since we cannot come to terms, we can only decide this
How many
True
times do I gotta fuck you
I
up,
have
bro?
but one final question. Prince, do you wish to stop me? Or do you wish to be king?
I want to stop you.
What is it you truly want?
Fuck being king.
I want to stop you.
I see. Then I too will fight you with all that I am. For the sake of this country. But it hardly matters now. My ascension is complete. With my own hands, I will tear apart these lie-laced dreams and bury the past. Here ends the royal bloodline and the legacy of the archetypes. We stand on the threshold of a new dawn. A new age.
An age of
Can't
monsters.
listen to any more of this. What new age? What do you know about him? All you do is destroy. You refuse to believe in dreams. That's why you can't believe in anything that's gradual, complicated, and slow to change. All that means is that you give up on everything. You'll never beat us. You're nothing but a coward trying to escape this reality.
Delusional. She said you delusional, bro.
The time for words has passed.
Okay. Because you say so? Fuck this dude.
So be it.
What now? Okay, he's going Super Saiyan. Sure. He's naked again. Alright, Luis, you know, take me out on a date first.
Such intense magla.
Whoa. What the fuck?
The quintessential force of the archetype. Is this all?
Such strength. How? It's happening so quickly.
Behold! This is the Royal Scepter's potential. Resist no longer. As I said, I would rather not force needless death upon you. Embrace it once more. Take your true form and become worthy of my new world.
No, not again. Ugh. He thinks only monsters are worthy of being in the world? That's so ridiculous. What's the point? So you can just fight them all?
By the melancholy. Yet you thirst. Drink deep of the magma.
Bro.
Not again.
Oh shit. What the hell? What the hell? You pulled your heart out? That's metal as fuck. But wait.
What?
Oh, he's surprised too. Does that mean we die? Holy shit, he destroyed it. Fuck? No, he's not really dead, is he? I don't believe when people are dead in this game.
Wake up! I said wake up! Hey, please.
My obstacles are clear. The boy
Open your eyes.
is no more.
Wake
Now
up.
what? He looks kind of sad about it.
Please. You have to wake up.
What is this? Oh, the book. What is the book gonna do? bring us to the world in the book? Oh, more. He saved us?
Where? Are you awake now? I summoned you just in time. Do you remember what happened? What you've done?
I ripped out my heart, bro.
I ripped out my... I'm frankly amazed you would go to such lengths, even to fight back against the spell. If I hadn't saved you, you really would be dead.
I knew it.
But rest assured, you're
No one's
finally
ever really
safe.
dead.
As for where we are far, far away from that hellish world. Do you remember the first time we met? I was sure you would find a clue in your journey that might reveal where in the world this place is. So I believed anyway, but I was wrong. From the start. This place is... It was never of that world to begin with. No. Maybe there's a better way to put it. This is a place that exists between reality and fantasy.
ReFantazio.
The world we've been living in is fantasy. The journey was all an illusion.
Oh? Yeah.
An illusion?
Oro?
There's nothing but despair in that world. And it will never get better. It's an endless, painful, irredeemable hell.
I don't know about
I always
irredeemable.
believed
Kitty.
that creating a utopia was possible. And if there was desire, then I thought maybe one day someone would achieve it. But I came to realize I was mistaken. In the end, a fantasy is just that. A fantasy. But all that primordial
This is getting
chaos
philosophical.
only exists in that world. The world of reality is nothing like that. Really, it's an environment you should know quite well. You've come to know so much of it already. Through text on a page.
The book?
Now, behold!
What is happening? Whoa. It's Tokyo. Right? There's cars.
Isn't this? Indeed. It's the world I wrote accounts of in my novel.
Oh.
Until now, you've thought this world a mere fantasy. But it's not.
So the world I know was
Oh,
all an
my brain.
illusion. And the world of the novel is reality?
Surely you
No.
already know. There is no deadly magic, no prejudice between its people.
If it's our world, I don't know about that.
All you have to do is admit that everything you've been through has been nothing but a story, just a fantasy. Then this can be your perfect reality.
But my friends aren't here. What? This is crazy. What is this game even going on? Yeah, what's going on exactly?
Your journey of revolution was just a passing dream. Let me take you back to reality, child.
He's like, let's go get some boba tea.
What will happen to my friends?
You don't have to worry. As long as you can accept that this place is real.
He wants to go to the cat
everyone will be
cafes.
safe. That world is past any point of redemption. Change is
But we were
impossible.
making change
The
more.
royal magic was supposed to be the turning point, but it was all for nothing. In the end, people don't want their world to change. They just want someone to be a sponge for their infinite anxieties.
Oh,
That's all.
damn.
You can't blame Luis for wanting to end
I
that
don't
cycle.
blame him, but the way he's doing it.
How could anyone accept that they lived in a world that miserable?
Alright, so take Luis with you. What the fuck? Bring him here. He'll probably be happier. We're not gonna give up.
Even so, I don't want to give up on it.
Come on, snap out of it!
What?
My, such disbelief on your face.
Gallica's trying
But
to get
once
us
you
out of this
stop to
bullshit.
consider it, the ideas fall apart. Come now. Magic? Some otherworldly force capable of anything with anxiety as its fuel? A fanciful idea to sustain a fantasy world. Illusion. All of it. Those curiosities in academia, they were there because of the place's connection to true reality. And not even they could endure. You still don't believe me. Why is that?
Because it doesn't matter. Yeah, I got unfinished business, bro.
I still have unfinished business.
But why? What unfinished business remains in an unwinnable battle? If I hadn't saved you, you would have died there. You don't have to chase your fears and anxieties based on some misguided concept of justice.
Misguided?
It was all illusory. And there is no shame in accepting that.
No.
Reality is a monolith. Reality is unchangeable. So stay here in Utopia. In the place you loved reading about so much.
This isn't a utopia.
It isn't a utopia.
Oh, the music!
You mean you deny it? Will you deny that the world of the novel is Utopia?
Yeah, it was a book. My friends aren't there.
I can at least cast my usual spell for you. It's the small comforts, right? Music was the first magic this world ever knew after all. Makes the road a little easier, right?
Why am I feeling so emotional right now?
The journey, my friends, they were as real as anything I've known.
Yeah.
Why won't you understand? Please, I don't want you to die. I can't lose anything else. Truly, I
Just come with us. You don't need to be here. I mean, he was our friend
I
too.
see. I understand now. I remember. I had indeed lost everything. Despite my lofty ideals, I lost everything. Academia, the woman I loved, even my only child. Reality isn't just cruel. It's cruel beyond any hope of change. That's why I had wished for someone to strike me down and end
You
my
gave up.
misery.
Oh, why am I so emotional right now?
You hoped for death?
My name is Fifth.
Daddy?
As king. Or I'm half of one, to be accurate.
Oh my god, my eyes are burning.
I was born of the very magic that split the prince in twain and gave rise to you and this place. No, it is not real.
I knew it!
We are inside the book you hold. It
Also,
served
this
as your
world
key
sucks too.
to visiting me. This
Tokyo's
was the
pretty
form
cool,
of
though.
my youth, when first I entered the ancient sanctum. Perhaps it would be
Oh my
best
God.
to call me a discarded shadow.
Every time I
of
tear, my eyes
idealism.
start burning.
I once took such joy and passion from my ideals. I truly believed that I might end the strife
Well, everybody
and
wants the same
discrimination that
thing.
plagued our people across 9 endless years. But the tremendous incomprehension and injustice that defines our world,
Oh.
it was more than I could bear. It broke me. And Luis,
I wish you would have brought Luis here. Maybe he wouldn't be creating monsters to reach his goal.
I understand now that I would do this as your father. I could not bear to lose my child.
So he
a
went
second
here
time.
because he was
If
grieving
you
over
stay
my
here,
mom
at least you'll be saved.
and me.
Do you truly still want to leave this place and risk your life to face a reality you can't change?
Well, we are changing it. Little change, small change, but it's change.
Yes.
You are on the cusp of dying in Luis's hands. Is that not proof enough that we lack the power to change reality?
I think
can't
Alga's
let you
trying to
throw
heal
your
me.
life away against that man. I must stop you. Even if you come to hate me for it. Fantasy is a curse, sweet in seeming. And if I must save you from it, I will teach you what reality is.
What? Oh no, why would we gotta fight Daddy?
I suppose how I promised to travel the world someday.
They do look alike now that I think about it, him and the prince.
Unfulfilled dream.
He's white-haired.
Archetypes embody the power of heroes who sought to change the world. And even having mastered such power against Luis, you could accomplish nothing. I wrote all my ideals into my novel, but my love's death showed me how empty it all was. You cannot sacrifice your one life for an empty dream.
I'll have to try.
I have to try at least.
Why can't you see that those ideals will only invite ruin? If no one else, you must live. That world is beyond your help. Beyond any utopia. You must face reality, my son.
You face reality. Go to a therapist.
So you would vainly struggle onward in the real world. The novel I wrote for you seems to have kindled only ideals of naivete in you.
I don't know, I think you're naive.
My folly has come to haunt you. My mistakes poison your life. As your father, you leave me no choice. I will put an end to this madness.
He should be dead.
It was in this story, in this book, where you found your ideals. Haven't you always dreamt of utopia? Why did you resist it now? Why refuse me?
It only felt nice in comparison to the bullshit we were going through.
Be reasonable.
But like Del said, it's almost impossible to have true equality.
You were my first reader. You of all people have to understand. What? So this is what it means to truly strive toward an ideal. What irony. After I spoke of fulfilling my dream alongside you.
Song slaps.
What power to see the archetypes brought to such heights in so little time. If you go back now, your ambitions will avail you nothing. You'll only die a dog's death. What is it that drives you so?
You gave up on your hopes, but I will not.
What? You think I chose to give up? Are you this determined to cling to your beliefs? Is that truly what separates us and keeps me confined here? Such power. Can it be? No matter how dire your fate, you never gave up. You surmounted every barrier, gathered and united soul after soul, and now, at last, across 3 nations, 8 tribes, and humankind. To unite heroes across such abyssal divides would require surpassing power. The king of all archetypes. Is that the role you would seize? A true king in body and soul.
Do you hear me?
Oh, they're calling out to me.
Wake up!
Oh, he's okay.
How?
They're all okay.
Does this reach you? Even here?
How did they
It
live?
would seem your future is not yours alone to decide.
They're my friends. The power
My
of
friends
friendship.
are waiting for me.
The support and ardor of your allies. Yes. The very power that reveals paths beyond your own perspective. I see. That is whence you draw your power. Neglect anxiety, and magic will lead to ruin. Even before the War of Destruction, the downfall was foretold. Yet still, they met their prophesied end. Perhaps archetypes are the will of humankind of old. left to us. A plea that we learn from their failures, that we might rebuild the future ripped from them.
I want to try.
I have to try. I want to know how far I can go.
Fascinating. Even as you face down the gravest oppression of reality, still you persist. Still you seek the world's unknowns as precious possibility, I see. Well, if you can believe there is more to the story than the end I see, then it is yours to tell. Once you return to reality, this place will surely fade as the dream it is. I, myself, will not be spared. Unlike you, my other half is long gone. And any reunion, lost. But if I truly am the idealized soul and hope of your father, then before I fade, I entrust you with the power of my life. Not as the author more, but as your father,
Well,
the king.
What do you gotta do all that for? Is he using his life force to save us? Oh! We're back in academia. Oh, where's the kitty? The true power of fantasy is the power of friendship.
Now then.
Okay, so he can still do archetype stuff. That's cool, I guess. Thanks, Dad! Yeah, no regrets, no regrets. Let's go to our friends. So creepy. Oh my god.
Beyond me.
The human enemy designs are crazy. Are we finally done with the game? It's crazy how everyone lived. They really made it seem like Stroll was gonna die. Goodbye, Blood Moon.
Look! He's done it! He's finally beaten Luis!
Well, not everyone's gonna be happy about that, right?
Does this mean he's won? I'm not dreaming this.
Her character design's so cool.
He did it!
Not yet. I have my ideals.
Uh-oh. What the fuck now, dude? This is insane. It's like this game doesn't want to end.
Everyone's fighting their fear and anxiety. Nobody knows for sure what's right. And even through all that, the people have declared you king!
We fight for more than justice. Show him our will against his. Show him the fall of his world.
Hold fast to your ideals! 'Tis your sworn duty as king!
You wielded the power of kings! It's time to stop following their footsteps! Now it's your turn to take your place with them!
Your fantasy is naught but lies!
That's fine.
What?
Let it be lies. At least we're ourselves. Whatever monstrosity he is. He was better off before. Whoa.
Now, die!
No. Fantasy is more than an empty dream. It's a dream with the power to change the world!
With our fantasies, we can foster change, huh? Whoa, sick, dude. Oh, looks so cool. What the heck? That's awesome.
Damn you!
The animation's so good. Bye, Luis. I liked Luis a lot. It's a shame he didn't come around. But I guess last boss needed in the game. Aw, into the sun. Beautiful. We saved the country!
That must be the Lord that governs Utopia in all worthy champions. The hero's archetype. The king. I see. At long last, fantasy has become a force that frees people from anxiety.
That's why I play games, bro.
For a deadlocked reality.
Daddy!
It has indeed. But for our son, a new journey now begins.
Goodbye, Utopia.
Heed me, all people of the kingdom. Dawn breaks, and the appointed hour hath come.
He speaks. With the announcement of our new king, everything finally ends.
I now settle the long-contested succession to the throne. They who hath gathered the most faith from their subjects amassed, they who have overcome this fierce contest, the throne's new sovereign, I now reveal. Behold, your new king of your kingdom united.
That looks so creepy. Whoa.
Look! It's him! Yeah!
Yay! Look! Look, that's him, isn't it? He won!
He certainly did, love. He really did. Oh, I still can't believe it. That boy pulled it off. His Majesty, the new king.
I won't accept it!
There we go.
Camp Louis.
That's what I want to see.
Son, after all. That's cheating, that is. Rise up, people! Riot!
Disorderly conduct will not be permitted.
Settle down. The tournament is over. Our new king has been decided, and the royal capital falls under His Majesty's rule. Threaten it, and you shall face the wrath of the Crown Theocracy's warrior monks.
Bloody fantastic. They really did it.
It seems so ominous, though.
Quietude descended once again upon the royal capital, and the day of the new king's coronation arrived.
All right, a warm welcome, please! His Majesty the new king! Your Majesty, you're so young!
Please. My king, your subjects would hear how you intend to lead them.
Relax, okay? Take it easy and use your own words.
As a ruler, I've much to learn. I cannot say what I'll accomplish. And yet, I believe the world can change by our hand. And to that end, I will face any odds.
Now, Your Majesty, a few more words. Naturally, some under your rule now supported other people in the race. How do you respond to their voices?
There will be times I let you down. I know that. Only results can prove my intent. But still, even should you oppose your king, you can always believe in your own future.
Aw, that's a nice speech.
I will make sure of it.
It's not invalidating their own perception, while still giving them some kind of hope.
A nation where dreams and fantasies are always in reach. Will surely be a challenge.
We'll make it happen.
There you go. If you can pull that off, you'll be the finest king we've known. Well then, this is it. Your attention, please.
No lord will never
Figured I'd go
treat
along
me
with the
before.
laughing.
Please take the crown with your own hands, my king.
We did it! It was a long road. 120 hours?
Ah, long have I awaited the arrival of this
I
day.
did do all the side stuff, but still.
This journey has reached its end. He came to know the goodness of a hero's heart, and became the king his people had always hoped for. But as this journey ends, so another begins.
Okay, so we're gonna have
I'd
a
like you to
part
watch over
2?
him on his path for a little longer yet.
No, don't tell me the game's not over. Come on, how much more can you take out of me?
Of the new king.
I've been goblin moding this game for too long. 1 year later? Ugh. Everything's so bright and colorful now.
Hey, heard the news? They're finally reopening that mage academy that got closed down.
You don't say. The famous one deep in the Montario Mountains. Really? I'm impressed. It only took them a year.
They've even paved a proper mountain road. And get this, their headmistress
Ah.
is none other than Lady Juna.
What? The songstress?
Well, she is one of the king's 6 partisans. If she managed to help save the world from Luis, I expect she knows a thing or two about magic. Sounds like they plan to fully open the magic researchers' findings to the people, too. Quite a turn from when the late Sanctifex banned it.
Makes sense to me.
That damn
After the clash
Forden.
between His Majesty and Luis last year, everyone knows you don't really need an igniter to use magic.
And that's just today's news. It's surprise after surprise, ever since us church folk got the boot from the palace.
Hard to believe it's already been a year. Still unrest, huh?
Even the royal knights. Their leadership was bound to the church more than anything, and now he's out on his ear too. And replaced by Sir Haisme Moktul, no less. You believe that? The royal knights, led by a Uchief of all things. Though he's one of the 6 partisans himself. When he speaks, everyone listens. No one's about to complain.
Even Parliament now invites citizen representatives to hearings. Strange to think we'd been deaf to the voice of the people until now. It's unbelievable, compared to the days of the autocrats. How swiftly the times change, eh?
Credit where it's due. I think it's thanks to his young majesty. Remember last year's coronation? Unprecedented, that. Saw heroes of all different tribes celebrating the king's victory. Celebrating among the common folk, even. They tell me some of the younger aristocrats have taken to calling it the Great Reconciliation. It really is a tragedy, what happened to his father, the king. But considering how his sons turned out, I hope he's at peace.
Indeed. Yet the real test is still to come. The first year has seen a lot of good, but we've still got our share of problems.
Nobody recognizes him?
Speaking of His Majesty, I've also heard some folks saying they've seen a boy wandering around these parts who looks just like him.
Oh my god, come on.
Can't be. Without his escorts? Besides, what business would a king have in this place?
Suppose you're right.
I guess people just seem normal when they don't have security around them, huh?
Mountains upon mountains of appeals from the people. How many days will this take to sort?
After all the trouble you took to flee politics. And somehow you're now the preeminent ladyship of your house. Such is fate.
Despite everything, this year has passed in surprising peace, hasn't it? Honestly, with the royal scepter disappearing like that, I feared more dissent.
Perhaps after Luis, they swore they could never let that happen again. Either way, more and more are dealing with conflicts calmly and openly. Promising.
It promises that I'll have an eternally cluttered desk.
Here, Your Majesty. I've brought in the next load.
Oh, great.
And there we go. Not half bad, right? Hey! Isn't the king supposed to be here?
When did he? I've said countless times not to leave unannounced.
Oh, all this decoration doesn't suit me. How did Luis and Forden put up with all this damn finery? Your Majesty? Are you here? Juna's back from her
Oh, look at her little hat.
Apologies, Troll. I'll look for him now.
Wait, I'm coming with you.
Oh, good grief. Some things never change. Not that they should.
I'd say life has changed plenty for us. Yet somehow our captain's same as he ever was.
And then, well, I might have
He's just having a talk at the bar.
But those bloody church folk been looking down on us for years, you know? Still, it was other sanctus what stepped in to keep things peaceable too. I reckon they're not all bad. Guess me cogs turning. They lost both their Sanctifex and the Saint Lady last year. Got their own struggles, I expect. Not like it excuses all of them or makes me want to go up and shake a sanctor's hand, but you really put some perspective on it.
You'll come to understand them.
I believe you'll come to understand them.
You know what, lad? You're all right. You ever need some good honest work?
Oh, he doesn't know that's the king. Huh. Alright. That's funny. I don't know how people can't recognize him face to face like that.
I should have known you'd be wandering around without your escorts again. How is it, being able to hear the city's honest thoughts? If you told them you're the king, it'd knock them sideways. Sorry you ended up coming all this way. Maria's actually out on an errand right now.
I'll wait until she comes back.
And I suppose I'll wait until she comes back.
You sure? That girl always ends up on detours. No telling how long she'll be.
No, good for
Either
her.
way, let's keep your head down. You know what happens when you're too obvious about this. Sooner or later, the lady captain of the Royal Guard.
Oh, there you are. I knew we'd find you here, for crying out loud.
Phew. So you were here.
Speak of the devil.
Let us return, Your Majesty. And I thought I had informed you that Juno would be back from her expedition today.
I'll get back soon. We gotta wait for Maria.
I have a few stops left in the city, though.
You do know I practically sprinted out the gates to find you. To settled, I shall come with you on every excursion.
Not dressed like that, you won't. You know how we like snooping around, inconspicuously.
Point taken.
He'll be fine. His Majesty is not about to fall prey to some alleyway scandal, surely. Right, Your Majesty. If you see Maria about, do slow down for a chat. She'll be shattered if she finds out she just missed you.
Fine. Now, Your Majesty, once your business here is finished, please make sure you return to the palace with all swiftness.
All right.
Let's go.
Alright, let's go to Maria. We gotta talk to everyone first? Oh my god, this game doesn't want to end. The kitty's here with Juna. I'm so happy. Aw, I was so worried about the cat. You don't need to introduce me to him. I know him very well. I pet him every time I went to see Moore. Or Dad. The cat's impartial to us.
Speaking of...
Yeah, I've been wondering about the dog. What happened to him? Aw, she found a family. Or he found a family. Aw, that's good. I'm glad the doggy and the kitty are okay. Everything's fine now.
A lesson I learned last year. In the end, I was blind to a great deal of this world. Never would have learned if I hadn't pushed out the door and seen it with my own eyes.
Alright. So we gotta get out. More to do. More to do beyond Grand Trad. I mean, it's true. That's how he was able to gain support of everyone, by traveling,
just said we could fly
talking
over
to people.
ourselves.
Alright, I get it. Come on, let's go. It's the only thing I don't like about this game. They just repeat themselves over and over again.
Road.
Yes, it was a
we did
hard
have fun
road, we
together,
know. Yes. Discrimination was bad. Things
Looks
are
like
getting
we're drawing a
better.
crowd.
Can we please?
Time to get back to work.
This is the game that never ends. It just goes on and on, my friend. Alright, we're on the Gauntlet Runner. What is that big freaking octopus looking place?
A journey? Are you really planning on leaving us?
There's more I have to see.
There's more I have to see. With my own eyes.
Oh!
You want to know what's going on in the
We're
world,
gonna
huh?
get a Metaphor ReFantazio too, aren't we?
I guess you are the king.
You once heard my voice and answered a query in kind.
Okay.
Is fantasy a powerless creation?
Powerless? I think it's pretty powerful.
A timeless question. So long as life remains in the world, We seekers all shall search for our answer. But he will find his. Of that I am certain. And it is thanks to you for believing in and guiding him. That was the true purpose of my royal magic, you know. To seek and obtain guidance from denizens of a land beyond ours. A land that has not yet lost hope. And it was you who answered the call. Armed with your hope, armed with the power of fantasy, you rose in glory. Such courage, such whimsy, and yes, what thrills. You have my sincerest thanks.
Is he talking to me or the protagonist?
Feels familiar. It's been far too long.
Aye, the wind feels an echo of days past.
Unusually poetic for you.
They're awful, aren't they? They would have left us behind. Oh.
Well, I'm not certain we're in a position to talk, having followed straight after, saying we could just teleport back.
Well, hey, we figured the
Alright, so we're all going on an adventure. Maria's coming! Yay! She finally gets to see the world outside of
Poetic
pictures.
indeed. That the scepter's absence restored order to Magla, and even greenery to the sands.
I'll say, I definitely like this view better.
Cool perspective.
Let's go.
Alright. We're the king and we're off on a journey. Oh, thank God! I thought it would never end. Oh, God, that was so long. Holy shit, that game sucked out so much of my life. It's not that I hated it. I did enjoy a lot of it, but oh my God. Did it have to be this long? Like, I did do everything, and that's a choice, I suppose, but I do feel like if you don't do those things, you miss out on a lot of like upgrades and story stuff, like with the bonds that you build with your crew. I wish it was shorter. I really do wish it was shorter. This game would be excellent if it was like 50 hours shorter or more. Like way shorter. Okay, so I'm already kind of like relieved that I finished this game because it was just so long. But my problem is the game just has too much of repeated dialogue over and over again. And it repeats the theming over and over again as if I'm like 4 years old and I need to like understand. And maybe that might work for someone who's younger, who doesn't understand like the intricacies of like politics and philosophy and religion and how those all play a role in society and people. But I didn't need that, you know? A game like Mass Effect, for example, does something similar where you get to know what's going on in the world through the characters you meet. And it doesn't need to tell me discrimination is bad like 100 times. Like you can obviously see that in how the people are affected. But I do think that overall the story was good, especially towards the end when they got into like the reality versus fantasy and having to make a choice between being in what is like our real world versus the game's real world. And like, because we spent so much time with these characters, of course we're gonna want to be in the game's real world, right? We want to see what's going on with the characters that we build connection with, and that would apply, I suppose, to ourselves, right? Like, even though our world's kind of shit, as long as the power of friendship, right? As long as the people that we've grown bonds with are in our life, it doesn't even matter. We could foster change through our connections with people. Whereas Luis, he just wanted everyone to be the same because of all the shit he went through. And it's like understandable, like he hated discrimination too, right? He didn't disagree with us. It's just his method of making everyone into this like monster essentially, which is interesting, having the humans being like the monsters in this game. It's kind of funny. And having them fight it off and do this like process of elimination, like some Darwin shit, like only the strongest survive. It's just not how you create a world where everyone's equal, obviously. I don't know. But he was a cool character. I liked him. Thought he was very lost. Maybe he could have benefited from a friend or two. I feel like even with like Basilio and Del, he didn't have like a connection with them. They just followed him because they agreed with him, which, yeah, like him and the king, our main character, had the same ideals, so of course they would like flip-flop. Well, Basilio, because Del died. Yeah, I really like all the characters in this game. There wasn't anyone that I was like, oh my god, I hate this character. Even like the bad guys, I felt like they were done really well. I think the story was good. Like I said, I think if this game was like much shorter and a lot of the themes weren't repeated, I would see why it's best narrative, but I'm still struggling with it. I think because it was just too long and written sometimes like it's created for like 14-year-olds. But then when you get into the deep themes of the game, obviously it's a lot more mature. Like the stuff with Joanna was very mature. The stuff with Moore and kind of that philosophy, that was pretty cool. I didn't expect that. That was like a really cool twist. Some of the twists and turns in this game were good. I don't think they were as good as like Code Geass, which it was just like, oh my god, like this is so impactful. But I think they were done really well. I was pretty surprised at certain things, like the fact that Luis was human. I mean, Elda this whole time. I didn't expect that at all, and it made a lot of sense when they explained it. Luis not actually dying, it bothers me on one hand, because like I like when characters die and then they die and then like the world has to live with the consequences of that and see how things change, but at the same time it was kind of cool to see how things in the opera house really like kept twisting and turning, like who, you're the bad guy, no, you're the bad guy, like, oh, this person's switching sides, this person's not switching sides, like this is who was actually responsible for all this, this is who played a part in it. It's just like, it was really cool like to have all those twists coming at you in fast succession, because it was just like, oh my god, like what is happening right now? Who do I want to take things out on right now? Like who's the real villain? And it turns out like Forden kind of sucks. Luis kind of sucks in his methods, although his ideals, you know, are understandable. Even in some ways, like Rella was a victim, but she also played a part in something that was like really serious. I think the whole prince, like us being the prince thing, was, the execution of it didn't sit with me well. Like it wasn't like, oh my god, this is so cool. But at the same time, like I guess I kind of saw the clues, and maybe that's why it didn't affect me as much. Like a lot of dialogue with Gallica kind of hinted at that. But at the end of the day, like I'm fine with it, you know? Like, oh, royalty still in power, you know? I do like the idea of meritism, like if you earn the support of the people, you should be king, versus, oh, I'm royalty and therefore I'm king. So I agree with like Luis in that sense, but at the same time, he did earn the support of the people without people knowing he was the prince. So I don't know. It's cool. It's like a nice think piece. I look forward to talking about it more with my friends at Dead Cell Media, Jason and Mark, seeing their thoughts on the game. Overall, like I'm not still like, this game's probably gonna make like my top 10, maybe my low, like maybe number 10 or 11 if I go further. But it's I think this game would have been like maybe my top 5 if it was shorter and if it didn't repeat things, because it is really good. Like the animation's really good, especially in cutscenes. The characters are all done well. The voice acting is superb. The music actually really grew on me, like just like that like representing people's anxieties and fears and things like that. Moore's music in Academia bothered me. I thought it was too blaring, but eventually realizing that he's actually the king, it makes a lot of sense that there's such a blaring kind of royalty music. Oh look, there we go. It kind of made things super hype. I think it's a good game. I think it's a really good game. I do struggle with turn-based RPG, but I feel like there were a lot of quality of life things in this game that I liked. Like being able to just one-shot enemies in the overworld and not being forced into battle like most turn-based JRPGs whenever you're over-leveled. That's really, really good. Being able to like warp anywhere was nice. Quality of life. What else? Oh look, another Miyazaki. Those Miyazakis, man, they know how to make good games. And shows and movies. Oh, okay, they won't even let me skip this. That's okay. Music's good. Yeah, it's a good game. Solid. Things I don't like about the game, mostly just the length and the repeated dialogue. But everything else is pretty solid. And for a person that doesn't like turn-based games, I think the archetype system was better than the Persona system. I really like the animation of the archetypes and the synthesis attacks. They were dope as fuck. I really can't find a complaint with the combat aside from the fact that I don't really like to play turn-based games anymore like I used to when I was younger. Although it was kind of comforting some ways. I think again, if this was a much shorter game, I would be a lot better with it. I like that it was really easy to switch your characters in the middle of dungeons if you needed to. You can equip like people that weren't active in your party with healing spells so that they can heal the party that was active. I thought it was a really good game. And the ending was really, really cool. The Great
Dear
Seeker
guest,
Solaire.
From a world I shall never know.
Oh, sorry.
In your eyes, I know our journey was ultimately a
Oh,
fiction.
here we go with the philosophy.
However, I hope your memories of this fantastical adventure burn as bright in your reality. I hope the promise of our world echoes in you with all my heart. I hope that fantasy
Aww,
strength.
what a nice thing to say. What a nice message. Oh shit, there's more? Bro.
Look at that. The rubble's just bait for tourists now.
I never expected a view like this.
Let's see it all. Let's see the world.
Yeah.
A new journey now beckons.
That's it! We're getting a Metaphor ReFantazio Part
Days
2.
of Eld, the people prospered and perished in turn. Struck by their ways, I wrote a book of my dearest ideals. A tale of fantasy. In my vision, they placed their trust, and so the kingdom breathed new life.
The strength to believe in the unknown, that can change everything. Without a doubt, you will face all sorts of trials ahead. But carry onward with all your heart. Onward, fearless, into a world unknown.
What a strong message. Alright. Thank you guys for watching. Fantasy lives on. Let it bring you strength. I hope you guys liked it. Let me know what you think of this game. Bye!